Hey, it's the Fatboy Show on RX Radio. I hope you're doing great and Happy New Year to you. In case you didn't get any Christmas present last year, well, very sorry. But here's some good news. Actually, you did get a Christmas present, and it came to you from the Electricity Regulatory Authority that have now announced that starting this month, the electricity tariffs for most categories of consumers will reduce.
By how much?
1.2%.
That is like what, 100 shillings or even less?
So in other words, it'll be a saving of about 10 shillings per kilowatt hour. Because the deduction is from 482.3 shillings per kilowatt hour to 472. So so that's a saving of 10 shillings per kilowatt. Isn't that great?
Maybe if you're buying in bulk, like, corporate companies, like, consumers like factories. But for us who are buying yak of 10K,
we will not notice it.
We won't notice it.
It is a savings that comes in cents.
Yeah, because I don't think that our units are going to increase. Let's say if you pay 50,000, you're going to get way more units than you've been getting.
Wait a minute, but that means if you load 10 units, because is a unit like a kilowatt? How does it work in the Yaka billing? I'm not sure.
I am actually... by the way, there is the kilowatt per hour at the end of the units that we buy. So
I think what we call units aren't they in fact per kilowatts?
I think so. Could be.
Let me just look at one of my Yaka payment notification texts. It might shed some light on this very interesting issue. Okay. Dear customer.
You've paid 10,000.
Oh, this was for the office. 400,000. And you got 439 kilowatt hours.
So the units are the kilowatts.
Units are measured in kilowatt hours. Okay, so what does that mean? So that means now if I give 400,000 shillings, if I buy Yaka of 400,000 shillings for the office, it means that we will save, let's see. Come on, help me with mathematics, Solid. Aren't you the genius here? You keep telling me you're smart.
I failed mathematics.
Okay, so in other words, I'm probably going to pay... Wow, I don't even know. Okay, so if it's 400,000 for 439 kilowatt hours, let's do some quick calculations here. Don't worry, this is fun. Hang around. So this is 439 kilowatt hours divided by 400,000 shillings.
Divided by 400,000?
So that means it's... wow, I'm now going into strange decimal numbers that I can't even make heads or tails of. All right, so maybe we'll leave that there. Maybe it's too early in the morning for
you to
such
work
mathematical
our brains
equations.
like this.
But the point being, it's a saving nonetheless. Come on, it's better than nothing.
I want something better. I want to know that when I pay 10,000 shillings, I get more than 20 units? Because there was a time when we were getting a lot of units, but now they went down because of the increment. And meanwhile, don't be so excited because this reduction is only going to happen in the first quarter. So we don't know what's going to happen after the first quarter.
What, they'll bump it up without our knowledge?
Because as far as I'm concerned, right now they said in the first quarter between Jan and March 2023.
Okay. Well, I mean, come on. Every little counts, no?
Every little penny counts. Okay. If you say that, yeah.
But you don't normally see prices of anything going down. The trajectory has always been going up.
Up. That's why many motorists were happy when the fuel prices went down a notch.
I remember during the time of the Trump era, this would be around the late 2017, 2018. I think the crude oil prices went down so much that actually I think we were paying like 3,500 per liter.
Yeah, there was around that time.
Around that time.
3,800, 3,500 for diesel.
because Donald Trump, being the brilliant president he was,
here we go. I'm rolling my eyes.
he boosted U.S. oil production. In fact, and he keeps boasting about how under his tenure, America had become energy independent, no longer relying on Saudi oil. And with more oil on the market, that definitely meant the prices would go down. And he didn't encourage wars to take place in other regions of the world that would lead to further oil shortages. So, love him or hate him, but at least we paid less for fuel.
You're sounding like Biden. Of course, I know that Biden administration has greatly supported the war in Ukraine, but you sound like they started the war.
No. Okay, what I mean is, because you have to understand that these things don't happen in isolation. It's geopolitics. There's so many moving pieces, and you move this piece over here, that piece over there moves. And as you know, or at least as far as Russia goes, what they claim as their justification is, or at least partly, that there were continuous provocations by Ukraine to join NATO, and now they were being encouraged by many Western powers, and that encouragement became even more pronounced under the Biden administration, whereas Trump would have tried to tell Ukraine to chill. At least he would have attempted to.
But are we sure he would have told them to chill?
I think so, because, and I liked his approach to diplomacy. He was a very pragmatic, his foreign policy was a very pragmatic one. Like, he would talk to his enemies, he would seek friendships in unlikely places, and I feel like he would have done a better job in diffusing the situation.
So you feel like if Trump were president, maybe the war in Ukraine wouldn't have gone on for 10 months?
I honestly don't think so. And if it'd been on for longer, I think it would have even become less likely, because a lot of the people that are fueling the unrest and in the region, or rather I should say, a lot of the people that are moving the pieces in the U.S. State Department and the CIA are people who unfortunately Trump did not get the chance to uproot. And so this is why we got this problem. And
but it's not only the United States that is supporting the war in Ukraine, or Ukraine, rather.
But of course,
it is even the G7.
Excuse me.
It is part of the G7.
When
but
the US backs, everyone jumps.
Everyone jumps. So you believe that all these other countries do not really have their own teeth to make their own decisions to support a war like that?
I mean,
because if you had forgotten, Ukraine is actually in Europe, not in North America.
What I mean is, but all these European countries are puppets of the United States. Surely even you would agree with that.
No.
You don't?
I don't want to say that they are all puppets. I believe that some powers within Europe are actually strong enough to make their own decisions.
Sadly, no. At least that's how it seems to me.
So you just made the entire European Union feel weak.
Even they argue that, even many Europeans argue the same, that these EU politicians are all in the Washington's pocket. But that aside, in as far as the energy prices go, there's a good chance that things might get worse in 2023. And especially now that we are still in the winter months where the demand is high and the supply is low.
That's right.
There's a good chance that the prices will get even higher.
Yeah, and it seems like this winter, like in the United States, I don't know if
you've
been seeing the blizzard out there where people are dying in their cars, trapped in cars, and it is a sorry state. So I can imagine what this is going to do to our energy worldwide.
So for us here in Uganda, there is nothing we can do. You know what they say, when the elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers.
It's the grass that suffers. We are not only landlocked, our oil is not yet being drilled out of, out of the soil.
That's true. I mean, our oil that we were supposed to be drilling, which, by the way, do you know, even if we start exporting that oil, I think it will make no difference because all of it's going to be exported.
Yes.
Do you really think there's going to be anything left for the domestic market?
Well, the president said that there was an agreement to the final investment decision to build a refinery was agreed upon when he went to the US recently. Maybe if we move into refining our own oil, then there we will see the difference. But if we are exporting it, there won't be much.
Well, here's hoping that that happens. Of course, fingers crossed. This is Uganda.
Yeah.
Keep listening to RX Radio. It's your number one station.